Action. Stealth. And a story that makes Metal Gear Solid 5 look like an Apple-funded 80s movie. Metal Gear Survive does it all. Not exactly. It's nothing Metal Gear. No. Snake! Or
it would turn the sentence into, is God.
Okay, so?
Kojima is God. Cecile's name is a message. I don't believe it. Kojima is God. Kojima is God.
Cuz.
Thursday, June 18th, Metal Gear Solid Survive's beta launched and ends on the 21st. I sat down day one and played the game for 7 hours straight with a 4-man team. From first glance, the game floods you with information. It doesn't teach you directly how to play, craft, or even how the gameplay elements work, but it does give you 150 tooltips that you have an option of reading if you so choose. So I did it to learn all the gameplay mechanics, but if you stick it out or can quickly adapt, you won't need the tutorial at all. In my first match, I played with one friend and we got completely destroyed. The game was brutal. With just the theory of how to play, we attempted to defend the drill and died miserably. In our next attempt, we circled around and found many more supplies, and from there we figured out how to build simple walls and barricades. At first glance, the crafting looks like the most confusing game mechanic ever. There's different stations you craft at, dozens of items possible to craft, but where do you get any of the materials to do so? Cement, iron, rope, wire? Like, even empty bottles are mystery to find. You just end up with them by the end of the mission. Upon successfully completing the first level, I then realized you get like 100 of every resource for beating levels. Now I had like 200 iron and various other materials. We played the mission again for a higher score than A and had no luck. We did end up getting another 100 plus materials, and that is where the game starts to dramatically change. It confuses me to no end, in fact. So here's the deal. You start the first mission with a machete, which sucks, and a spear, which is pretty good. You could stab people through fences with it. And you could swap the spear, if you so choose, for a bow, which you can also shoot through fences. You have a pistol with 14 rounds in it. That's it. It's a brutal, get good mentality, because they literally have given you no tutorial whatsoever. You just are figuring it out on the fly, or you read prompts that give you a vague idea of what to do, like on paper. And I like that a lot. But then after one level, you get flooded with materials to make ammo, arrows, walls, barricades. What happened here? You start out with a small chance of survival, and you almost feel lucky to get through the mission. Then you can start building insanely overpowered gear and weapons. After 3 to 4 missions, my whole 4-man team had fire traps that burn zombies outside one gate, spinning blades that hack people at another, and automatic gun turrets that would shoot zombies as they spawn. At a certain point, we were so strong, in fact, that it was boring defending the drill, so we would just go to where all of the spawn points are and just put all of our turrets down and our traps, and we'd just watch them all die, and have no problem whatsoever, and still wouldn't get more than an A rank, so I have no idea what that's about. So what's going on here? It's always fun to feel progression in a game. You start weak, and you get strong over time. But I felt like I was getting stronger after just about 2 or 3 missions. So I have 2 theories for this problem. One, it's a beta, and they just wanted to showcase all the weapons and armor and everything like that, so you get a good feel for the game. So it's very possible they wanted players to see all the cool, overpowered, final built weapons and defense gadgets. Something to entice you to buy the retail and work your way up to that point. My second theory is the game pacing is just completely whack. It's possible loot in the game is completely random. Therefore, you can end up with a ton of iron for one guy, and another guy played the same level, and he ends up with scrap parts. So he's able to like build guns and ammo. So if that's how it works, then everyone will have a very mixed experience. There won't be any like monotony or the same, which would be good and bad just because of how random everything is, you know? You could play and have a horrible experience because you're just not getting enough, again, let's say iron, so you can't make arrows, right? And so if you can't make arrows, you are kind of stuck with using the spear, and maybe you hate the spear. or your spear sucks because you get random drop blueprints as well, like recipes that teach you like better spears, better bows, better guns. So again, like if you hate the bow and you get a blue spear, good for you. Vice versa, that's a problem. So this beta has brought on a ton of questions for me. Did having more players increase the game difficulty? I played with 2 and got an easy A. Then we played the same level on medium with 3 people and got another A. From there on, we got an A on every level, on every difficulty. It was pretty much a cakewalk too. I wanted to test this out personally, if the difficulty changed for how many characters you had in your group, mainly by playing solo, but the servers gave out before I could test it in single player. By the time this video is out though, I'll make a log in the details of the video. Alright, let's move on. So you get XP from every level, and you level up your character. You can put a new skill on, so you have like a new CQC move, or you run faster or punch harder. And we hit the beta cap in about 2 missions, which is fine, it's a beta, whatever. But I just hope there's more content down the road here, because we blazed through this whole game, basically, of the content they gave us, in no time. When it comes to longevity so far, the game's hit a dead end. In both of the 2 beta missions, you are doing the same exact thing. You collect materials, build walls, defend the drill from zombies. After 3 waves, you win. It's fun, but I can't imagine an entire game of just this format for 20 plus missions. And most likely being forced to replay these missions for certain metal or whatever. I completely foresee missions either being too easy or stupidly hard, and we're talking the kind of hard that makes you have to play an earlier, easier mission to grind some kind of material you need to build a stronger weapon or a stronger turret to help you in the later missions. So then you end up replaying, and it's like a circle of grinding, and that's just not fun. It's gonna get old fast. Now, it wouldn't be crazy to have more types of missions here. They could have escort levels or capture certain devices to bring back to a base or something. Anything to change up the pace from this horde mode, 3-wave, kill everything format. For a game that utilizes the entire Phantom Pain engine and all of its stealth elements, they could easily have missions that involve sneaking into a base or castle to capture certain points or kill a vital target. I just feel like there's a dozen ideas I could come up with right now that would have more variety than this simple kill everything and move on. So why just horde mode then? I just want the title to have the most content that it can and be even better than this beta was. I was completely dumbstruck to play this game and not find it as a rushed, barely functional game. Konami has had such bad PR and rep for the last 7 years, and their games have reflected that money-grubbing attitude as well. It makes me happy to see if this title, even if it has nothing to do with Metal Gear, and frankly could just have a different name altogether, it ended up pretty good. I look forward to playing the retail release and making content on that as well. I loved making my Phantom Pain all-mission walkthrough, and I can foresee more Survive videos in the future. So let me know what you all think of the beta and everything, if you're going to play it or if you are going to score in the game just based on Konami. The company developing this game has very little to do with Konami HQ itself. Their business practices, as bad as they may be, have nothing to do with this specific title, right? So this game can still be fun, still be good, and still be worth a play or purchase or rent or whatever, and I'm looking forward to it. Especially the fact that you can play with 4 people. So maybe I'll see you in one of those wormholes. This is Demon Fox Yoko, signing out.